Somebody just look back over your life and see where it brought you from. How many of you know prayer change? I heard that prayer change. I believe that prayer change. I know that prayer changes things. Prayer change. I heard that prayer change. I believe that prayer change. I know that prayer changes things. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share. This video, we're going to give an update to R. Kelly's status hearing, which was January 22nd, and also the fact that he was rushed to the emergency room prior to this, which is why he wasn't at the hearing.
I think it's not unexpected. This is a case that was rejected by the state's attorney's office back in the last case was pending. It hasn't gotten any better. It's not like wine. It doesn't get better with age. And we expect to prevail on the case. We're working on it and be ready for September trial. I don't know. You'd have to ask. I've seen some of her interviews. All of these people have come forward in a lot of different venues, and we'll look at their statements for what they said in the past. There's a reason why they didn't bring this case many years ago, and there's lots of the case. There's good things and there's bad things. We'll litigate the case in front of the jury. Hopefully the jury got guilty because he isn't guilty. Yes. So we have judges telling us, we have judges setting trials. We'll try and be ready for the trial, and we will be ready. We will be. If we need more time, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I have no idea what's going to happen. I really don't. There's a lot of discovery. There's a lot of different people. There's a lot of different stories, and we're still sorting through all of it. So I can tell you that all these people come with baggage, and we'll let a jury know about that baggage. At the end of the day, the jury will reach the verdict, and we'll respect the verdict. Any other questions?
Sheriff, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, call the R. Kelly case.
Robert Kelly.
All right, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to be having Mr. Kelly. He was supposed to be here today, but he had a medical procedure and has to wait. Right, there had been an order signed for him to be brought over, but I understand he has a medical condition and he's not able to be here today. Right, he can be here next week or whenever. It's not. Well, let's see what we're doing, and then we can figure it out from there. Okay. The case is on the call today because the last time we were together, I wanted the state to make an election on one of the 4 cases. Is the state prepared to do that today?
We are electing on the case with the victim's initials LC, and we're just confirming really quick which case number that is.
Okay.
In the meantime, I just talked to counsel we still have a good amount of discovery that's in our possession that council just needs to arrange to pick up from us.
Okay.
But there are a few things outstanding.
All right. Okay. Maybe in the meantime, then, Mr. Greenberg, do you have anything?
No.
That
We were talking about a status date of April 16th. By then, I should have some clarity if we're actually going to trial on April 20th in federal court.
right. I know you had those two other matters. When are they set?
One is set April 20th, and the other is set in May. The exact date is
Okay. And we have our September date, 14th. So April would give us a lot of time then.
I know Your Honor had ordered Mr. Kelly to be here today. Do you want me to do, if we're going to be at the next court every week?
No, I won't need them in April. It'll just be for status and then whatever other information or any motions you may file. Probably as we get later into the year, closer to trial, we'll see. I might want to do that, but we'll take that on a, status date by status date basis. Okay. All right. I just need to know which one we've elected on.
charge that one.
Perfect. What date are you looking at?
April 16th.
I'd like to not discuss that on the record.
Judge, the case the state is electing on is 19 CR 2758.
2758. Okay. All right, that'll be the elected matter. Then that'll be by agreement to April 16th for status. Any other remaining cases will be continued to that day. And I'll waive Mr. Kelly's appearance on the next court date. And we'll just
Okay.
take it from there. Okay? Anything else then today?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. We'll stand.
Now, the way Greenberg presented it to the press, it just made me think of this time when they were trying to get a bond for him citing health reasons, but it was slick downplayed about his health issues and the fact that he doesn't have medical insurance. And this goes more to the fact that why is it okay for other people to await their trial with a bond, even the people attached to these indictments with him have been granted a bond, but you want to portray to the public that this man poses such a threat on the pretense of allegations made by one of the Jane Does, which we can pretty much safely conclude R. Kelly was not behind the bullshit in that. But anyways, let's go to this one article, because there's so few that will broadcast the fact that R. Kelly is having health issues and needs medical attention, which I don't really feel he would get the proper medical attention in a jail facility. But hey. According to this article, R. Kelly was briefly taken out of MCC Chicago custody and transported to a hospital where he went under the knife to repair a hernia. He was then quickly transported back to his jail cell after the procedure. The Happy People artist wasn't allowed any visitors during his hospital stay. Kelly's attorney filed documents back in September 2019 detailing several of the crooner's medical issues including anxiety, numbness in one of his hands, and yes, a hernia. The Chicago Sun-Times reports Kelly is currently on pain meds following the procedure. Kelly faces charges in federal courts in both Brooklyn and Chicago, plus state charges out of Cook County, Illinois, for alleged crimes including racketeering, sexual exploitation of children, and transporting women and girls across state lines for sex.
The third victim, initials LC, was involved in an incident which occurred February 18, 2003. A grand jury returned an indictment on one count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the transmission of semen by Robert Kelly upon any part of the body of the victim for the purpose of sexual gratification during the course of an underlying felony of attempt criminal sexual assault. The fourth victim.
Now, according to that status hearing, the first case they're going to go with is LC, Lanita Carter. And let's just talk about the problems with her case. Because according to her, she took a chance of going to jail by breaking her non-disclosure agreement, not one but two, to disclose information she signed off on not disclosing, regardless of how true they may or may not have been. But it seemed like to me, this is another case of somebody from the inside was making these deals. Whether they were to R. Kelly's knowledge or not, that is to be proven. But the fact of the matter is, we keep hearing about these girls and these non-disclosures. Why? Because they decided to accept money instead of pursuing criminal charges. So that's been my biggest issue with most of these people from jump. If this man is such a predator, why is it necessary to only have people accusing him that have went out and accepted money for these stories they've concocted? I'm having a hard time taking any of these accusers serious at this point. They have put this narrative out here, R. Kelly is a pedophile. Yet all we keep being presented with are these grown-ass women. And the icing on the cake in this one is they want to start with this one. So let's talk about the character of this Jane Doe, LC, Lanita Carter.
Don't get me wrong, because I would love to get hit down, just like her. I'm getting hit from the back and side, and I thought I was a black girl. But I didn't know myself to be a black hoe, because I was fine for being old. But I thought that shit was cool, just like you. But who could I blame within my mama's fault for not putting me up on game? Or was the society making me feel like I had to fuck whoever said hi? May 23rd, 1996. I mean, it slowed me down for a second, but I was tripping out that bag and the fix. I couldn't let my addiction get neglected. I just couldn't stop sucking dicks because I was sucking fast like I was intoxicated. Because the levels I could drink and I was inebriated, meaning never sober. But I had to wake up though. And not because I was tired of being that sweat though, but because she had reminded me of me. You know how all the love flesh used to be.
Ashamed of my past anymore. I'm not ashamed of what naysayers say.
Lanita Carter says she braided R. Kelly's hair for more than a year, but saw him as more than just a client. She also considered him like an older brother. She even stood up for the singer when he was arrested on child pornography charges in 2002.
2 words, perfect gentleman. I would tell people, pray for him. Pray for him. I do his hair. He is nothing like what they say.
He had never propositioned you or asked you to do anything sexual before, but then this particular day, What happened?
February 18, 2003, I get a phone call to come down and do his hair. When he came to the room and he asked me for that head massage, and I told him I didn't do massages, I laughed it off. And I didn't know he was for real. If I could change that day, I wouldn't have been there. He pulled my braid down by him, and he said, suck it for daddy, suck it for daddy. And I said, no, and I did like this, and he just started going. He did it like six times.
Carter says Kelly stopped only after someone knocked on the door.
He didn't open the door right away. He says, fix your face. Fix your face. I knew that'd be my last day there. And I get to the bathroom, I grab the wall, and it was a rose-colored towel. I wipe my face. I'm not dressed no type of way. I look at myself in the mirror like, I'm not a beauty queen. I didn't perceive myself to be nothing more than just his hair braider. And I was kept thinking to myself, like, why did this happen to me?
You called the police the day that this happened?
The exact day. They asked for my clothing. And I gave them my favorite Tommy Hilfiger shirt. And that's where they found DNA evidence.
DNA evidence from R. Kelly on your shirt.
Same man.
At the time, charges were not filed in Carter's case. Shauna Bolliker, who was then the lead sex crimes prosecutor, has not responded to our multiple requests for comment.
Celebrities are powerful. Celebrities have support systems. I have no support system outside of my immediate family.
10 months after the incident, Carter signed a $650,000 settlement in which Kelly denied any wrongdoing, and Carter agreed to keep quiet. In 2009, Kelly released a song about having sex with a woman who braids his hair.
That was one of the hairstyles that I was known for doing that I never did on him. We were on the L-shaped couch when the incident happened.
That song led to another confidential settlement, this time for $100,000. Kelly again denied any wrongful conduct, but agreed to never perform the song or include it in future albums. In January, following the uproar sparked by the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, Carter responded to a plea by the current Cook County State Attorney Kimberly Fox for victims to call her office.
We need actual witnesses and victims to have the courage to tell their stories.
I would be going on with my day. You turn on the news, here's another R. Kelly victim, another R. Kelly victim, another R. Kelly victim. And you just want to be there for them.
Did you see the interview that R. Kelly did with Gayle King in which he denied ever sexually assaulting a woman, ever sexually assaulting anyone underage?
Yes, I saw it.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
What did you think when you were watching that?
Felt like it should be a crime to publicly tell a story that he able to get on television and lie.
Did seeing that interview embolden you to want to speak even more?
Yes. It's actually the reason that I'm here.
Kelly's defense attorney Steve Greenberg told CBS this morning these allegations were fully investigated by the police and prosecutors, and a decision was made after evaluating all of the evidence not to bring any charges.
I know that I love myself today. I know that I don't care what anybody say about me.
Do you feel like this is a moment for you where you get to tell your truth and people will listen?
This is a release. I've been carrying this since 2003. I don't want to be in the public, but this is my life. If I die tomorrow, I know that I told the truth.
We interviewed Carter the day after her attorney.
I will get a phone call at any day or time, and I will be allowed an hour to get there. I will wait for approximately 8 hours. I would do his hair for 10, 15 minutes tops, and then I could go. 2 days, and I would just get $100. But I paid my babysitter for $20 per child. I had 3 kids at the time, and the cab ride home was $20. So I got a hot $20. But by me doing his hair, I was able to get more clientele, and that provided me the opportunity to make more money for my kids. Here it is, a celebrity, and they're taking interest in me being a better person. I could just be doing his hair and he never talked to me. And instead, he was giving me like sound advice on my life. R. Kelly told me so much about like who I am. He made me feel like he believed in me. I always told him everything about me. I told him about my abusive relationship with my husband, and he helped me get out of that situation, and I did. He made me feel like he believed in me. Here it was. I come to do his hair. I'm a nobody. And you see, I'm depressed. I'm hurt. I have no family. I have little friends. He knows that I didn't have nobody. He knew I didn't have nothing.
So it seemed like to me she saw an opportunity and took it. Now, some just don't add up to me, considering the fact that she said he tried to force her to give him oral, but she said no. She didn't come back and say he succeeded, he did this, and I ended up doing this. So I'd like to know if what she alleges is that R. Kelly spit on her, how was semen found on her shirt? Secondly, if she claims she turned this evidence over, you mean to tell me the way these people like to pursue these celebrities, they didn't add that to his pending trial, considering 2003, 2004, he was still pending his child pornography charges. So you mean to tell me they're not going to add that on there if they got this evidence, as she says? Secondly, she also says that seeing Kim Fox solicit for more victims to come forward so they can build this case against R. Kelly, which is illegal. How did she resubmit this same evidence she already submitted? So you mean to tell me she submitted evidence and they gave it back to her? I thought usually you submit evidence, they keep it. Like, again, it's just too many questions for me right now. And the fact that she went and got an attorney and settled for $650,000 and signed a non-disclosure and was able to come back after singing a song which has absolutely nothing to do with her, if you ask me, my personal opinion. If you listen to the lyrics of the song, it don't sound like no description of her. But anywho, just my personal opinion. You got Gloria Allred, who is always headlining these press conferences, being brought up, stating, even if there is a non-disclosure agreement, the person can always make a police report, can always request that the accused be prosecuted. Okay, that's different between speaking out publicly, etc., etc. So because your case didn't go in your favor, you got money not once, not twice. You want to come back and speak publicly. According to Ms. Allred, in other words, a person cannot face any legal ramifications if they go to the police and if they report any criminal activity, even if they end up testifying, which will become public knowledge. Speaking to the media, though, is a different story. Yet we have seen these so-called victims get on these interviews, these blogger channels, and spill the beans so freely with these non-disclosures. I signed a non-disclosure agreement and I was told not to speak about it ever. Yet here we are. It's funny, in the Bill Cosby case, you would notice that they had to go to court and get a special order in order to get the first accuser to be able to testify. But I damn sure ain't heard no such a thing for none of these so-called accusers in R. Kelly's case. So this is going to be quite interesting. I like to see how this case is going to really play out. Drop your comments below.
Every day I pray and cry 'cause I hear what they say. It's so fucking bad it even had to go this way. I get lost sometimes, I'm in a different space. All this music around it, I can hear your face. Surviving jail, girl, I see that you survived. Ain't taking sides, you say who's wrong or right. 'Cause all I know is I'm about to tell the story. A lot of pain and a lot of glory. Yesterday felt just like last July. I was tired, trying to save my life. Oh, I'm trying to get my feet back on the ground. If I don't go down, then I won't be around. I'm always trying to help people out, but them same motherfuckers taking food out my mouth. Taking any love that I can, just to show the world that I can keep me a man. I want a baby, I'm on the family plan. Why I can't get pregnant, I can't understand. All of the voices that I hear, how ironic that they have a kid.